about is my memory and my memory alone. Now, whether my memory is the truth, I don't know, because I have been told conflicting things.
Isn't it crazy that you don't know the truth about your own damn life? I mean, isn't that something? Hey everyone, Carolina Girl here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you've all had a great day. Before I get started, I just wanted to say, earlier I was over on TikTok. I was listening to this live. I was reading through Gypsy's prison emails. There's like 1,090 pages. I'm trying to put this uh, other video together, and so I was doing a little research, and so I figured I'd listen to this live while I was reading those emails. And then I decided to take a break and went over to the live, and somebody said something about being a voice for Dee Dee, and I said, hey, I'm trying to be a voice for Dee Dee too. Check out my YouTube channel. And the next thing I know, there were a bunch of comments, coming up, and they were like, hey, we appreciate your videos. We enjoy your content. We subscribe. And there were a lot of comments, and it kind of caught me off guard, to be honest with you. And so I just really appreciate all the kind words, the encouragement, and the support that you guys gave me about doing these videos. All I'm trying to do is be a voice for Dee Dee. I really am. I just want to get the truth out there. That's my main goal here, and I'm doing it. I'm actually doing it with heart. That's all I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for her, and I'm just trying to be a voice for her because, if anything, Dee Dee deserved her day in court. But she definitely deserved to be able to tell her side of the story, and she didn't get that. And so that's what I'm trying to do here, and I can't do it without the help of you guys. And so I really appreciate your support. And so with that being said, let's get to why I'm doing this video tonight. Gypsy's been going live with her friend Bree this past week, discussing various issues surrounding her case. And I've been carefully reviewing those live streams, and there are several points I want to address. However, in this video, I wanted to focus on one, specific topic. 2 months ago, I published a comprehensive video about Gypsy and the various lies she's told. In that lengthy video, I touched on a range of subjects, including medical malpractice, birthday cakes, Barbie dolls, and importantly, my belief that Gypsy never told Nick she was being abused. Many people believe Nick killed Dee Dee because he saw himself as Gypsy's knight in shining armor, rescuing her from her circumstances. Now, I want to play a clip from my video published 2 months ago where I stated not once but twice that I didn't think Gypsy told Nick about the abuse. I believe Gypsy watched my video, as I'm not aware of anyone else publicly stating that she never told Nick about the abuse. Gypsy's familiar with most of the creators who cover her story, and she referred to me as a creator, though I don't really consider myself a content creator. Now, Becca Scoop, she's a content creator, and let me tell you, she's been on fire putting out her videos. And Bree is what I consider Gypsy's PR person. And so Bree has been trying to debunk Becca's videos. And the most that's gone on is Becca's pretty much debunked Bree's videos. And I've kind of found that entertaining. But the reason why I feel like Gypsy watched my video is because the week before last, Keish, she's over on TikTok. She's an anti-Gypsy creator over on TikTok. She had a live panel going on, and this guy named Rogie was on the panel. Rogie is a pro-Gypsy supporter. He hangs out with Bree and crew. From what I understand, he's a personal friend to Gypsy, and they're somewhat close. But he was on Keisha's panel for whatever reason, and I remember him making the statement, because Gypsy didn't go to trial and she took her plea deal, she wasn't technically convicted of anything, so therefore she wasn't a convicted murderer. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. My jaw is still kind of sore from where I had to pick it up off the floor last week, because I couldn't believe what I heard when he said that. And I'm thinking to myself, this man can't be serious. But folks, he was serious. I mean, he was really serious when he said that. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it, actually. But this man's a diehard Gypsy supporter, okay? He thinks the sun rises and sets on this girl. I'm not kidding you. But anyway, when he said that, when he made that comment, we're in a mutual discord together. There's pro-gyp people in there and there's anti-gypsy people in there. And we're in a mutual discord. So I messaged him and I said, hey, man, I know that, sometimes you go out to sea or whatever. If you ever get bored, please watch my video and give me a fair shot. Just watch this. It's a long video. It's a lot to ask somebody, but I think it's kind of worth it. And just give me a fair shot, okay? Well, he never responded, and I really didn't expect him to be honest with you. But the next thing you know, Gypsy's on Bree's Live last week talking about everything I talked about in my video: the malpractice, the birthday cakes, the Barbie dolls. Watch this clip. The last part bothered me because he says he feels a lot of guilt because Dee Dee was a good mom. I have a question, because if Dee Dee was a good mom, how was she this mean abuser? I mean, was Dee Dee this abuser or was she a good mom? Because you can't be both, right? I mean, Nick never mentions any abuse in his interrogation. I really believe he would have mentioned it had Gypsy told him she was being abused. Now, this was at the beginning of my video, or close to the beginning. It was right after I did her interrogation and then I did his interrogation. This is a 4-minute clip, and this is at the end of that 4-minute clip. Now we're getting ready to go to the end, towards the end of my video, and this is where I kind of reiterate. It's my opinion that there wasn't any abuse. Neither Gypsy nor Nick ever mentioned it in their interrogation. I feel like had Gypsy told Nick that she was being abused by Dee Dee because of his condition, his mental state, he would have said something to Detective Mahali, and he didn't. And I also don't think he would have called Dee Dee a good mom had Gypsy been being abused by her. Next, I'm going to share a clip of Gypsy on Bree's panel addressing this issue.
Life. And a creator had pointed out, never did I ever tell Nick I'm being abused, because I didn't grow up thinking it was abuse. I have a weird fucking mom.
In this segment, it seemed that Gypsy admits she didn't tell Nick she was being abused because she didn't know she was being abused. She didn't know what abuse was. I believe this is a significant admission because, wasn't that the whole reason Dee Dee had to go? Am I mistaken on that, or is that what we have been sold the last 10 years? The following clip comes from the documentary Mommy Dead and Dearest, where Gypsy is seen asking Nick if he would protect her.
It really didn't come up like, I want you to kill her. But he had said, I'll protect you from anybody. And I said, anybody? And he said, yeah. And I said, even my mom? And he said, yeah. And that's where it kind of developed from there on. We'd call it.
This raises 2 questions for me, Gypsy. If you didn't know what abuse was, why did you ask Nick if he would protect you from your mom? If you didn't know what abuse was, why did you kill your mom? Girlfriend, I'm telling you. Because neither Gypsy nor Nick mentioned abuse during their interrogation, I had previously assumed she never told him about it. Her confirmation in recent discussions supports my earlier belief. I wish you would just stop, Gypsy, while you're ahead. But the more you talk, the better it is for us, especially me, because I have a memory of an elephant. I've watched everything regarding your case, except for the act. I refuse to watch that because I don't believe in watching dramatizations and made-for-TV movies. I like to kind of stick to the facts. I do remember your interviews and your documentaries and your reality shows. I've watched them all. In conclusion, this video has addressed a specific aspect of the ongoing discussions about Gypsy's case, focusing on whether she ever communicated the abuse to Nick. While there are many topics to explore, this issue was particularly important to clarify, given recent statements and evidence. The conversation is far from over, as there's additional material to share in future videos. If you find this content valuable and would like to stay informed as the evidence comes out, please consider subscribing to the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated, and sharing these videos helps spread awareness. Thank you all for tuning in and for your continued engagement and support. Thank you for watching. You make me say, woo!